Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Anne Marie. I am living love consciously, and this is what I'm trying to do. And if you are new to the channel, living love consciously is just about starting out. Revolution is not the proper word, but starting to try to start a trend where we live love consciously, where we do acts of kindness towards each other, towards the planet in a conscious way, and we make decisions in a conscious way. So that's what living love consciously is about right now. The definition is evolving, but it is at the crux of it, or at the foundation of it, about being kind and patient and loving towards your human being, your fellow human being. So in this conversation, what are we going to talk about? So I have been down the YouTube rabbit hole of being a millionaire YouTuber, being a millionaire, being like financially abundant. I watched one video and the algorithm just just like bombarded me with information about becoming a millionaire. And the first thing I noticed was that I don't want to be a negative Nelly, but it seems like everything is fake and everything is a club, and you have to get into that club to kind of where everybody helps each other out in that club. So it's like a kind of like a Ponzi scheme, but I don't know what a Ponzi scheme is. All I know is there's one guy that really knows what's going on, and they bring all these investors in, and then some people lose out because it was a lie. The whole thing was a lie, and then somebody makes a whole lot of money, and a lot of people lose their livelihoods or lose a lot of money in a Ponzi scheme. And I think I'm being exaggerated because I had to question my relationship with money. And I have been questioning my relationship with money for a very long time because I come from a very not rich background. I come, quote unquote, poor background. Let's just say it. And I wasn't poor in the sense that, well, I have two backgrounds, right? I have my dad who came to the US, who was a teacher. He didn't have a lot. So we weren't rich, but I had a roof over my head. I had food in my mouth. So we had that. Then the other side is my mom. My mom lived in Haiti, very impoverished situations where I am expected to support her financially and all these things. So if you are an immigrant and first generation immigrants things, this is me. Call me up. I know the situation. So anyway, that is my dynamic. So, around me, there are people who were wealthy. Like I had an uncle who's a doctor. He had doctor friends. So I got to see how the other half lived, and I got to see how their children lived. When I dated, I got to see how people just had different motivations than I did. And I kind of fell asleep at the wheel. I'm not going to lie, because when you come from a background like that, there are certain expectations that you're expected to do. Like if you come from a third world country and you get to America and you get education, you're expected to do something with that education, something that can help your family back home. So there's no expectation for you as an individual to find yourself, to do things that you enjoy, to get a degree in something that doesn't make money. So it's just like there's a very structured roadmap of what you're supposed to do. And I deviated from that, and I was selfish in that sense because I just had so much on my plate, and I was like, why is this my burden? Why do I have to deal with this? And as a teenager, as someone in their 20s who didn't really have, I don't want to say anything where somebody who loves me might watch this and take offense to some of the things that I say. So I'm just going to kind of keep it to myself. But I didn't have the things that I needed for Anne Marie to live love consciously, right? And I'm not blaming anybody because I didn't have my mom, I didn't have my dad, and sometimes I had my dad, but I never had my mom. So, and then my dad was like trying to live his own dreams. So he did his best. What my dad did for me was give me a foundation that your education matters. Like you have to put your education first. that is something that's going to take you out of poverty. That is something that's going to bring you to the next level in your life, or at least surpass you to a place where you can help your mom, you can help your siblings. But again, I was in this space of why me? Why do I have to carry this burden? So I was being selfish, and I didn't take a lot of things into account. And then years later, my mom passes. I met my mom once when I was 16. She passes, and I didn't go to the funeral because my dad didn't want to accompany me to the funeral, and I didn't want to go by myself. I didn't want to go to a country I didn't know by myself. That's the honest truth. And I didn't have any support. And I wish my dad had been there for me, but he wasn't. And I'm not blaming him. He had his reasons. So it is what it is. So I didn't get to go to my mom's funeral, but I worked through that from a spiritual perspective, and I did my best to close that chapter and to reconcile my relationship with her. And I hope I see her on the other side, and we can talk about it, and it'd be like one big laugh. Now, with my mom passing, I have all her kids who are still needing support financially, because Haiti is in just dire situation. Like, for the Americans that don't know what poverty is, it can be worse than you not getting your food stamps. I'm sorry. It can be worse than the government not assisting you with subsidies. It just can be it can be terrible. And then having all this, like, people, having the previous administration bringing a bunch of people, giving them hope, and then the new administration, like, taking that hope away, and people going along with that. And that's fine. I understand protecting your borders. I'm not disputing that. But there are people here who legitimately need help. And I'm sorry for all the people who are like, they're taking our jobs. No, you're not. There's not an American that I know, even a poor American that I know, that's going to do a bike messenger at freaking freezing rain to deliver your Uber Eats. Sorry, it's just not. I don't know an American who's willing to do that. And then all those people that are being hired, they're being hired at low standard wages. And it's basically another form. I'm not going to go there, but being where they're coming from, this is an opportunity. Like, working long hours from below minimum wage is an opportunity, because wherever they're from, it's worse. It's worse. So having all this stuff on the news and hearing people talk and having so many opinions, it's heartbreaking, because as a humanity, we're supposed to help each other. I know it can be a foreign concept. I know there are African Americans have their own problems. There's discrimination. There's just a bunch of things. But a lot of people across the border, you may not understand that. And there's another, like, African dude that is getting on my nerves, that's on the internet talking a bunch of shit about African people and all this stuff. It's like, I know this life is real, because I have my son. I love him. I see him. He's physical. It's real. But there's also this kind of, there's something fake in the background that's feeding us repetitive propaganda to cycle after every generation. There's somebody replacing somebody else who used to say the same propaganda. And I'm not going to get into it, so there's this African guy on the internet. He was replaced from what I understand, by this black guy who's, like, very on the right now. And he's getting a lot of accolades on the right. People are, like, listening to him. And he used to basically say the same thing. African people are stupid. They don't provide shit for humanity. If it wasn't for white people, African people would be nowhere. So, and then he's dying off because he's getting old. Now he's being replaced by an African who's saying the same propaganda, who's creating the same demeaning information, who's portraying the same demeaning information. And also, this might exist, but why perpetuate it? Why continuously put it out into the environment when it's not necessary, when there's no room for it? When we're trying to get together as people, this is divisive. This is divisive, and I'm tired of it. Second point, I don't know why I'm even talking about this, because I was talking about my dad, my family. But anyway, the second point about this is that people don't contribute to society. And we're just like, Black people are just living off of white people's accomplishments. We're taking from white people, and then even when white people give it back to us, we find a way to destroy it and break it and not do anything with it, which doesn't make any sense. And these are the people that say, well, I will never go back to my country and try to make it better because there's a bunch of ignorant Black people there, and they will never change. And that's not living love consciously. That's not trying to help your neighbor. That's not trying to improve our circumstances. And I'm not talking about Black people. I'm just talking about everybody who needs improvement in their lives. That's not helping. That is so divisive. Sorry. So there's like some kind of matrix that's feeding us information to continuously keep us on a thought pattern of supremacy of one race, supremacy of one culture, so we can consistently be divided. In one of my videos, I called it, "Is being poor?" What did I say? I said, "Is being poor the new divisive trend?" Just keep everybody poor, because if you keep everybody poor and constantly trying to strive, trying to survive in survival mode, they'll constantly just be fighting each other for whatever resources that you trickle down to, the Hunger Games. Whatever you trickle down, they'll just keep fighting for it, fighting for the bread so they can feed their village, fighting for the grains for that year, because they're constantly poor and hungry for knowledge, hungry for a better life. Excuse me. And so, I have a cold too, sorry. And so, it's just constant fighting, constant manipulation of our reality that's constantly happening. So, I went completely off on a tangent, but I just had to say that because I'm getting annoyed. I'm getting annoyed that this guy's on my feed, and I don't know why. And I just start to see the pattern. This is a pattern that I'm noticing, and it's back. Like, one is replacing the other. So every generation is going to be traumatized by this bullshit. Excuse my French. So anyway, there are really terrible situations on the other border. And I'm going to say this. I love being here. I love being in the States. My family. I don't know what I would do if I was in Haiti. Honest to God, I do not know what I would do. And I'm grateful that I'm not there, because it's terrible. It's terrible not having running water. I remember when I went there when I was 16, the water had worms in it. I remember having to drink water out of a bag, because that was the sanitized water that you bought, because the regular water, if you weren't native to the country, you would get sick drinking it. I remember getting sick drinking food that my aunt made, because I wasn't, even though it was cooked, I still got sick. I got sick. I remember a rat crawled on the bed and fucking bit me on my back. Seriously, these are conditions people are living in. And I'm sure it happens in the United States too. The people who choose to live in the subway systems, and I say choose because there are some people who are a little wacky noodle that want to break away from society, and they decided what they're going to do. But here, there are programs that are supposed to assist people. And for some reason, there are people who are benefiting from programs that are supposed to assist the poor, the mentally ill, and making tons of money. So the system is set up that way. There's a system set up to just keep people poor, I'm gonna say it, poor, or constantly climbing to try not to be poor. And then you have, I'm going back to my YouTube algorithm, of people who've made it, right? They get into the club of millionaire, billionaire, right? I'm going to teach you how to be a billionaire. I'm going to teach you how to be a millionaire. You know what? Your energy is low. That's why you're a millionaire. And they never really give you solutions other than you are shit. Like, it's you. You're the shit. You're the common denominator. And that's why. It's not, you don't have to work hard. Okay. If you think you have to work hard, then it's you, because your energy is saying that you have to work hard for money. Oh, money is all spiritual. So if you are poor, then you're low in spirit, because God don't want nobody to be poor. That's what they say. God don't want nobody to be poor. God want everybody to be rich. I will open this scripture and I will read the scripture to you, and I will tell you where God says that you are supposed to be rich and wealthy. And then you say, well, why are all these rich people not so great people all the time? And they'll open up a scripture and they'll be like, this is what the scripture says, and this is why you're still poor, and this is why this person you think is a bad person is rich. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? So I'm like inundated with these, and I definitely think, like I said about the Matrix, like there's like a club, and then you feed a few people into that club, and then they just propagate that same message. And then every generation, it gets repeated, it gets repeated, it gets repeated, and nothing really changes. Yeah, some people get rich, some people make a lot of money, but the majority of the people still stay poor and freaking broke. And you have some people that are actually achievers in life, where they will work, they will start a business, and they will put in the hours, and they will make it. They will make it. But where do you hear those stories anymore? At least in my YouTube feed, I don't hear those stories anymore. I hear stories about how you need to invest in the stock market and make sure you have a compounded interest, blah, blah, blah. And then that's how you're going to make your money. And then you got to sell this course, and then you got to sell this PDF, and then you got to bring all these people into it. And then I'll bring you onto my podcast, or you bring me onto your podcast. And then, blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, everybody's just bringing each other into their podcast. And it just seems like a little scheme, because I'm hearing the same thing from different people, and I'm seeing you on the same podcasts, on each other's podcasts. It's just like, what? How am I supposed to believe any of this is legitimate? It just seems like a big scheme. Some people are in the club and some people are not. That's what it seems like. And then sometimes I sit here and I'm like, am I an angry person who just hates everybody who's doing better than me? I don't know. I try not to be that person. I try not to be jealous. I try not to like compare myself to other people. I made a conscious decision not to chase money. I made a conscious decision, and I said, I'm not going to chase money. God will give me everything that I need. And sometimes I'm like, dude, you know I need a little bit more, right? Like, cause I'm like basically knocking on burnout door with my work and my job. I'm constantly sick because I just don't have enough time to rest. I'd be like, God, can I get somebody to help me clean? Can I get somebody to help me watch my kid while I rest up because I got a cold and I can just lay up in bed for a couple of longer hours? Can I get somebody to make me some soup? Like, you say, like those are something a mother would do. And I don't have a mother. I don't have a mother. And I don't know. And I hear people talk about their moms coming to take care of them, and mom watches my kid. But I also hear the opposite of moms who just are not about that life. So I hear both sides of it. And I'd like to think I'd have that mother who would take care of my kid when I'm sick, or not complain if I'm like, can you watch him for a couple of hours while I just chill? Can you watch him for a couple of hours while and then people come back to me and be like, well, you shouldn't have had kids. Well, I love my kid. I wanted to have him. And I'm not saying that I don't want him. I'm just saying I'm tired. And it's okay to be tired. It's okay to say, I wish my mom was here to help me. I wish I had support. I wish I had thought this through with regards to needing people around you when you have children. I wish I had thought it through when I came to this country and I studied something that brought me and my family out of a financial situation where I could help them. But I was selfish. I was a teenager. I was an adolescent when I should have been an adult. But in my excuse, I had to be an adult way before I should have. And I stayed in a back and forth adolescent adult dynamic for a very long time. And to bring this in full circle, after 21 minutes of, if you're still watching this, I guess the point is, we're all here to live for God, in the sense that we're here to be kind to each other. I don't think God chooses who's poor, who's rich, who's not. I think the dynamic in this reality makes those choices based on the choices you and I make as an individual. So when you have a podcaster or you have an algorithm that's feeding you information about how to be rich, that's because each one of us has fed that algorithm, and we're saying this is what we want. And I'm saying to you, we need to change and break the fucking pattern. Excuse my French. You need to break it. You need to break the pattern. Break the pattern, because you have psychologists who've been studying humans for generations, and they think they have us pegged or packed in a little box. Like, they know everything we're gonna do. Like, they know how we're gonna think. They know when this algorithm, when we have this message, when we have that message, when we word things a certain way, that you're going to feed like a little mouse that they trained, Pavlov's little dogs. That's what we are to them. Pavlov's little dogs. Ring the bell. It's time to eat. It's time to eat. Ring the bell. It's time to eat. So you've trained me to know when it's time to eat. And these algorithms are doing the same thing. So until you change your pattern with regards to what you give your attention to, you're going to keep getting fed shit. Excuse my French. And I have to acknowledge that I'm getting fed shit too. But at least I think I'm aware I'm getting fed shit. And sometimes you got to look at the shit to know what the shit looks like, smells like. So that's what I try to do. So I watch those things so you don't have to. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you, hey, you got to work really hard to make money, because I've been there. Work hard, still don't make a lot of money. I'm not going to sit here and tell you you should sit back. Oh God, please send me some money. No. I'm not going to say here and say, do an image board, and your manifestations will come true if you believe, if you think, if you attach to it. No, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that, because I've tried it, didn't work. And then somebody would be like, well, you didn't do it right. Okay, maybe. What I am going to tell you is how we change humanity is through love and compassion and patience with each other. If you see your brother needs help, you try to help. Sometimes you can't help all the time. You can't give all the time, not everything, but you try to help. You try to be kind. When somebody's being honest and authentic with you, you try to watch the video and you try to see if you can connect with that. Because there's a guy saying, you know what? Being authentic, no one wants that shit. No one wants to buy your authenticity. Everybody wants a mask. Everybody wants you to be fake. Everybody wants you to be something else. Okay. Because that's what you guys are feeding into. Every time you have people blowing up, high, if you don't choose to blow up the right people, you're just going to keep getting fed fake everything, propaganda. All right. Excuse me, 25 minutes of your time. If you watched the video, this is Anne-Marie from Living Love Consciously. And I hope you listened to my tirade on the algorithm. I hope you were able to keep track of my tangents. And at the end of the day, we're here to try to make a better world for you, for me, and my kids, God willing. All right, take care of yourself. I love you. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Was this complete like nonsense I was talking about? Or did I have some legitimate quarrels with how the world is treating us? And are you a Pavlov's dog? Okay? I admit I have been Pavloved. Maybe I am still Pavloved. But at least I know who Pavlov is. All right, talk to you later. Bye.